Hello guys, so today we'll be discussing about the muscles of mastication. So before that, let me introduce myself. I'm Jeevika Mohan, a first year MBBS student at Madras Medical College. I've secured an all India rank of 747 in the NEET UG 2023 with a score of 690 on 720. Here are a few of my other credentials. So let us now move on to the topic. The muscles of mastication are going to bring about a movement at the temporomandibular joint. So over here, this is the temporomandibular joint. This is the this is the mandible, as you can see, and this is the temporal bone. So the temporomandibular joint is going to elevate, depress, protract and retract the jaw. So the muscles of mastication are of two types: the principal muscles and accessory muscles. Principal muscles include masseter, temporalis, lateral and medial pterygoids, while accessory muscle include digastric, buccinator, mylohyoid and geniohyoid. Right. So the features of the principal muscles of mastication, they are all going to develop from the first pharyngeal arch, and they are innervated by the mandibular nerve, which is a branch of the trigeminal nerve. They are going to bring about a movement of the mandible by moving the temporomandibular joint. They are located in and around the infratemporal fossa, and they all insert into the ramus of the mandible. So let us begin with the first muscle, temporalis. The temporalis is a fan-shaped muscle, as you can all see. Right, and it is going to take its origin from the inferior temporal line and also the floor of the temporal fossa. Right, it is going to get inserted into the anterior border of the ramus of mandible and also to the coronoid process, the border of the coronoid process, the apex and also the medial surface of the coronoid process. Right, so the nerve supplied to temporalis would be the deep temporal nerves, which are branches from the anterior division of the mandibular nerve, while its action is going to be the elevation of mandible and the retraction of mandible. So by elevating the mandible, it helps in closure of the mouth. Moving on to masseter. Masseter originates from the zygomatic arch and also from the maxillary process of zygomatic bone. It inserts onto the lateral surface of the ramus of the mandible. Right, and the nerve supply would be nerve to masseter, which is also a branch from the anterior branch of mandibular nerve, and it is going to elevate the mandible and help in closure of the mouth. Moving on to lateral pterygoid. The lateral pterygoid has two heads. One is the upper head, the other one is the lower head. The upper head is going to originate from the roof of the infratemporal fossa, while the lower head originates from the lateral surface of the lateral pterygoid plate. Both of these are going to insert into the capsule of the temporomandibular joint and also into the pterygoid fovea in the neck of the mandible. They are going to get innervation from the nerve to the lateral pterygoid, which is again a branch of the anterior division of mandibular nerve, and this is the only muscle which is going to depress the mandible and cause opening of the mouth. It also helps in protraction of the mouth jaw. Then moving on to medial pterygoid. The medial pterygoid has two heads. One is the deep head and the other one is the superficial head. The deep head is going to take its origin from the medial surface of the lateral pterygoid, while the superficial head is going to take origin from the maxillary tuberosity. Right, so both of them are going to get inserted in the medial surface of the ramus of mandible close to the angle of the mandible. Nerve supply would be nerve to medial pterygoid, which is a branch from the trunk of the mandibular nerve, unlike the others which received branches from the anterior division of mandibular nerve. And again here this is going to help in elevation of the mandible and thereby a closure of the mouth.